From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's voice briefing. It's Thursday, June 8th, 2023.
This is Christina Hall with the Detroit Free Press. Smoke from wildfires in Canada is likely to bring more milky days to southeast Michigan skies, leaving some people with respiratory issues vulnerable to the effects of the extra smoky haze in the air. The air conditions can exacerbate respiratory issues, especially asthma or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. 4 health systems reported at least anecdotal increases in emergency department visits for respiratory issues that could be associated with air quality. But it's difficult to tell whether the smoke from wildfires is the direct cause of the issues or problems from allergies are bringing people in. Doctors encourage those who are more vulnerable to avoid going outside. A person with underlying lung disease should carry an inhaler. If asthma and symptoms are increasing, see your healthcare provider because you may need more than albuterol, such as oral steroids. Doctors recommend going to the emergency room if you have significant shortness of breath or wheezing and coughing, and albuterol isn't helping. They say indoor air can be cleaned with machines with a HEPA filter. Central air conditioning with a filter may be effective. Plants and greenery may help mitigate air pollution from outdoor exposures. People who are vulnerable can wear a mask outside to filter out smoke and particulates. A meteorologist with the National Weather Service says the smoke probably will start to dissipate by this weekend, thanks to shifting winds and a chance for rain showers Sunday and into early next week. 28 counties in southern Michigan are included in an air quality advisory Thursday. Residents and businesses are encouraged to do what they can when high levels of ozone are expected, such as mowing the lawn in the evening, not refueling a vehicle during daylight hours, and reducing electricity use.
From environmental reporter Keith Matheny. In the 48 years they've been keeping weather data at stations throughout Michigan, Department Natural Resources officials have seen extreme wildfire conditions like this only once or twice before, and perhaps never this bad. Almost a full month without significant rainfall has left leaves, pine needles, and other vegetation on forest floors super dry and ready to ignite with a small spark, as occurred with the more than 2,400-acre wildfire near Grayling last weekend that led to the evacuation of 300 people and temporarily closed Interstate 75 freeway on Saturday. That fire was 100% contained as of Tuesday afternoon. Dan Heckman, a plant section chief with one of DNR's incident management teams in charge of collecting and analyzing wildfire data, spoke to the Detroit Free Press. He says, quote, "This is pretty remarkable. It's not that we've got extreme fire danger in a few spots. There is extreme fire danger across the majority of the state. And if it's not extreme, it's very high." End quote. And low winds that have been an ally to wildfire fighters over the past few weeks are now expected to increase in coming days, potentially leading to more widespread, intense fires. That's left DNR officials with an urgent plea to residents. Paul Rogers, a DNR wildfire prevention specialist, stated, quote, "The biggest thing right now is just avoid burning. There is no reason to be burning yard waste right now. Wait for some rain." End quote. For more on this story, you can search for Keith Matheny's article, "Wildfire Danger Remains Extreme Across Michigan, and Now Winds Are Coming," on Freep.com.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. Authorities were at East Point High School to search for a weapon, police said Wednesday afternoon, triggering news media reports that there could be a gunman in the area, as anxious parents and students waited to hear more about what was happening. East Point police said at about 1 p.m., there was no shooter, no shots fired, and no injuries. Officers had blocked off Cousins Avenue, off of a busy stretch of Gratiot facing the school. Parents like Angela Hughes waited inside their vehicles, receiving updates. Hughes, who had lived in East Point for 13 years, said she was getting text messages from her 17-year-old daughter. Hughes added that her daughter, a junior, told her she could hear the sounds of police officers in the school. "I'm nervous, but I'm walking with my faith," Hughes said. "I know I'm going to have to calm her down."
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department. A big day in the transfer world for the University of Michigan Athletics. First, we go with football. They got a commitment from UMass cornerback Josh Wallace. Now, Wallace has been a big part of the Minutemen defense the last few seasons, and he will presumably slide right into that second cornerback spot for the U of M defense, which has been very, very good the last couple of years. And some even believe is primed to be a national championship contender yet again. Then for basketball, the Wolverines get a commitment from transfer from Tennessee, Olivier Kamwa. The 6'9" forward will likely slide into the starting lineup as a power forward and has a really good touch both inside and even outside the three-point line. So a nice get for Juwan Howard's squad, which is in desperate need of some scoring.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press by visiting freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.